I don't think there's ever been a time where I questioned my manhood more than when I stepped into a movie theater and the only thing in there is 14-year-old girls and their fathers. Well, that's what I get for seeing Catching Fire at midnight. What is up, YouTube? It is Joker777, and I actually have another movie review for you guys. And, of course, the big one this week, a lot of people are calling it the biggest movie of the year, or one of, not the biggest, I'm sorry, one of. It's Catching Fire. Now, if you don't know about the Hunger Games by now, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. You've been living under a gigantic-sized boulder, like a nation-sized boulder at this point, if you don't know what it is. So, Catching Fire basically is the sequel to The Hunger Games, and in this one we find Katniss basically trying to rebuild her life after the events that went down in the Hunger Games, or the 74th Annual Hunger Games from the previous installment. We see that her and Peeta basically are going on a victory tour where they have to learn to keep up their appearance that they're in love. And lo and behold, Katniss and Peeta are back in the games again. So that's just a very broad overview of what takes place in Catching Fire. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's just a broad overview. I don't want to go into many details. And so, I've actually loved the Hunger Games series. I've read all 3 books. Catching Fire was probably, I want to say it's very close for first, that and Mockingjay. Those books were easily some of my favorite in the series. It's one of my favorite book series of all time. I enjoyed it that much. And I was really excited whenever they announced the first one, and I watched the first movie, and the first movie was okay. This movie is a lot better, and I'm going to cover why I feel this movie is better than the original one. So, I'll tell you, let's get some bad points out of the way first. I like to start things off with bad news and then with good news, just so we have a little bit of positivity going into the end. So, the bad. There's a slight drag in some parts, and with the main, thing being, basically the Hunger Games, the 75th Annual Hunger Games in the arena, there's got to be some build-up, there's got to be some setup, and there's a few parts that drag out. It's not too much. I'm going to be honest, the pacing with this movie is actually very fast, but like I said, there are some parts that do kind of drag in the middle, and they leave a lot to be set up, and you're just like, okay, let's get going, because we know what's coming. And another thing they kind of did, they kind of forced this, it was Caesar Flickerman. I felt this was kind of very forced, like they tried to basically, play him up too much. And here's the best way I can put it. I'll try and do this as best I can. Caesar had this particular laugh in the first movie. It was like, ha 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 ha, or something like that. So, and it was funny because Caesar's actually a funny character. He's a funny character in the book. Like, he's meant to be that comic relief. But they tried it way too much in this film, and I felt that kind of brought it down just a tiny bit. And they just kind of overused him, and they did that stupid laugh like 37 times, I swear. But those are the only 2 really bad points of the film. And now let's get into some good points. First of all, the environments in this movie are beautiful. This is exactly how I pictured it in my head when I was reading it. Like everything from the turning cornucopia to the misty fog, the baboons, the forest, the tropical, setting and all that. The setting and the environments are beautiful. The cinematography was great. I thought that this was, a very easy on the eyes kind of movie. And they really hit the nail on the head when it comes to basically the picturing of the film. Like I said, when I had it in my head. Number 2, the acting is great. And in the first one, it was pretty good. This one, everyone nailed it. Elizabeth Banks, it's just perfect for Effie. She does the most perfect job with it. Josh Hutcherson as Peeta, he kills it every time. So does Liam Hemsworth as Gale. And Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get it out of my system. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence. Hot, 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 hot. Beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10, amazing. Okay, now that's all out of my system. But aside from the fact that she is just a smoking hot, gorgeous babe who just invades my dreams at night. Anyway, she does a brilliant job as an actress. And I saw her in Silver Linings Playbook, and in all honesty, she deserved the award for Best Actress in a film. She is great at what she does, and she's so young, and she has so much, more movies to come, so much more acting experience to come, and she's already this good. And I don't think a lot of people give her a lot of credit for acting ability just because she is playing Katniss and this kind of like, you know, it is kind of like the new thing, the new fad. But Jennifer Lawrence, like I said, she's a great actress. But the number one guy, in my opinion, just like in the Hunger Games, was Woody Harrelson as Haymitch. I love Woody Harrelson as this character. He is awesome. He's hilarious. He fits the role perfectly. And to be honest, I don't think anyone else could have played this part quite like Woody Harrelson does. The last one, and this was a big one. The first film, and I got to think of what I want to say for this. The emotion wasn't there. And what I mean by it is Katniss and Peeta's relationship in the first one, it didn't feel real. Now, I chalk it up to, you know, basically it was Lawrence's and Hutcherson's first time filming together, so they weren't really, I guess the connection wasn't there. This time, they put it out there. They put everything out there, did Hutcherson and Lawrence. You can feel that emotional connection between Katniss and Peeta that you didn't feel from the first film. And that just makes the film so much better. When you could feel, like, you know, basically every time, like, Peeta was about to go and Lawrence just delivered. And Peeta just delivers every time. Like, when he sees Lawrence is hurt, when she's scared, he's there. Like, you could feel the emotion. And that was what was so missing from the first one, and they put it perfectly in this one. It was absolutely perfect. And even she shows the feeling she has towards Gale. And like I said, the emotion is there, which was what was needed. I felt it, and I'm so glad that, like, they basically went out there, they put it all out there, they didn't hold anything back from what I saw. Overall, I thought the film was really great. I definitely liked it better than the first one. The emotion was there, the environment's beautiful, the acting is better. Like I said, there is some slight drag. They did overuse Caesar a little bit, but that's not enough to bring the movie down. In my opinion, not only is this the best Hunger Games movie in the series, this is probably one of the best films I've seen in 2013 today. And what a way to go out, right? We have Catching Fire and The Hobbit. The Hobbit, I could tell it's just going to be good. But I was really surprised by this film. I was kind of hoping that it would be better than the first one. This one blew me away. It beats the first one in every single category. And for this movie, I'm actually going to give it, I'm kind of decisive on it, but I'm going to say either an A-. You know what? I'm going to give it an A-. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it delivered on everything it promised. And that is my review of Catching Fire. I thought it was great. It was definitely a good time at the movies. I predict it's going to make lots of money. And with that, I'm pretty sure, you know, Jennifer Lawrence will be rich, and then she can go on being her beautiful self as she always is. And that's just my thoughts, guys. And now I'm going to turn it over to you, as I always do. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about the film if you've seen it. And that is it. Oh, let me know if you liked it better than the first one if you saw the first one. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I got a couple more reviews to make. And that being said, I'm Joker777, and I will see you guys later.